Welcome back to Marketing Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpuff, your host. We're talking public relations today, and we're with Brittanie Price from BCENE Public Relations from California. And Brittanie, welcome to the conversation today.
Hi, Howard. Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, it's our pleasure. So you've been involved in the public relations industry for a while. Why don't you tell us how you initially got started?
Yeah, absolutely. So I got started in public relations. Actually, I was one of those weird anomalies in college. I studied it. I honed my craft in college. I had some internships. I graduated and actually ended up at an event agency in Washington, D.C. right out of school. This was back in like 2011, right when the economy was a little shaky. And as we all know, ad budgets and event budgets are often the first to get cut, when you're working in this agency world. And so, yeah, I actually moved to a mid-size agency come 2012. I started off as a social media coordinator. This was back when social media was just blossoming, and really had the opportunity to work under some champions in the public relations space. I call them giants. And ever since then, I got to grow. By the time I left that agency in 2015, I was managing a team of about 10 other specialists and had worked under a portfolio of about $1 million worth of revenue. We were representing brands such as Sassoon Salon, North America, the Maple Guild, Mamont Vodka. So really had an opportunity to work under some of the biggest CPG and beauty brands. So really, really grateful for that opportunity.
So that was a tremendous experience right off the bat from your college career into your actual career working with a great agency. And that really helped set the roots for you kind of branching out and starting off on your own, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. I had no intention of becoming a business owner or even owning my own agency. Honestly, I wanted to freelance for a couple of years, travel a little bit. And was fortunate enough to have a few brands come to me just through word of mouth and referral. Actually, 95% of our business is through referral and word of mouth, which is such a gift in this industry. And so, yeah, I really didn't, over the first couple of years of building a business, I had no intention of growing it. It was just going to be me until last year. Actually, COVID hit, and we had a ton of brands that actually needed a lot of help with crisis communications in the last 2 years with COVID, in the racial reckoning that happened in 2020. So we were fortunate enough to bring on some additional help to really inspire and grow these brands to start doing the tough organizational change that needed to happen over the course of the last 2 years. So it's been a privilege. It's a gift to start a business and to hire others. So I'm grateful to be here.
And the last couple of years really gave you some great experience in crisis control more than anything else, because there were a lot of different crises that brought these clients onto you, even though the individual needs weren't maybe at crisis level, but they needed to your services and probably strengthen your staff and what you're able to do and time periods of how to do it.
Oh, you're spot on, Howard. Actually, one of the brands that we represented was a hand sanitizer brand, believe it or not. This was before COVID hit. And we actually got a phone call from the New York Times. They wanted to do a story on hand sanitizer. This was March 2020. So I put the reporter, on the phone with the CEO of the hand sanitizer company. Lo and behold, the story lands a week later. The website breaks. They run out of hand sanitizer, and they're trying to get their shipments in, to help alleviate the public crisis that's happening. That was COVID at the time, still is. And so, yeah, I mean, we had these like Cinderella stories like that of like this brand that was chugging along. They were just growing very slow. And then all of a sudden this pandemic hits and it's like an extreme growth. And like, how do you manage and scale that growth? And how do you communicate in a way that's, appropriate in the midst of a pandemic? And then, we had some other brands that were struggling with community relations and how do you appropriately communicate during the midst of something that has never happened before. And really what it came down for us is let's get back to basics. Let's lead with empathy. Let's be transparent in the midst of something that's incredibly difficult, and really let's help to showcase goodwill in the midst of something that might not ever happen again, and hopefully it doesn't. But in the meantime, let's link arm in arm and walk through this together. Not only with our consumer audiences, but with our employees. Everything I say, everything is PR. Whether it's internal communications or external communications, or advertising. Really, it matters is like, does your message matter? Is it hitting the right target audience, and is it happening in the channel that matters most to your audiences?
Hitting your audience and making them part of the story and getting emotionally into what is being shared is of vital importance for any brand, and making sure that your clients are messaging the right way and being in the right places really is a skill. And we're privileged that you're able to share your skills and really what you've experienced over the past year plus with us today. And thank you for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Howard.
And thank you for joining us today. Public relations and having the right response to issues that come up is extremely important. Make sure that conversation is going on even before that really helps you be more real when those situations do occur. So people like Brittanie really are a very powerful tool in what you are doing as a business and marketing yourselves. So definitely learn more about her here on Daily Ad Brief. But go on, have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.